All right, are we live? Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we're gonna go into it. Um, we're gonna mark up the Nasdaq, S&P 500, and the dollar. And if I feel I just doing more, then we just might mark up some of the currencies. So just 1 second, guys. Make sure we're actually live on this thing. Got it. Okay, cool. Let me just share this out with a few people, and then we should be good to go. It is Monday morning, um, holiday season. So your expectations should be not high, but you never know what the market will give us, all right? Because I think we have a lot of interesting news to begin the week. So we're going to get into all of that stuff in just a moment. Uno momento. One moment, guys. And I'm doing this from scratch. The good thing is I haven't looked at these charts this weekend. So I'm looking at fresh with you guys so you can see exactly how I mark up my chart. See exactly how I mark up mine. You can take advantage. Mm-hmm. Just want to see if one or two more people can join. I'm just live. Mm. All right. So, anyways, let's get straight to it. Feel free to actually, drop any comments as we go along. I'll try and be more attentive on this one and not just, yeah. So let's start with the dollar. Or first of all, first we need to look at is the economic calendar. That's the first thing you want to do once you get to the charts. What does the economic calendar look like? Right, it's over here. So as you can see, Monday no news. All right, so we shouldn't expect nothing crazy on Monday because typically economic drivers tend to bring about some type of volatility, an injection of liquidity. So markets move faster during news events. So I have mine filtered for only orange and red folders, which is medium impact for orange, high impact for red. At those times of the days, those days in general tend to be more volatile. So Monday, nothing here. And Monday typically is a consolidation day. You shouldn't expect nothing crazy. Although anything can happen. You go whatever price action gives you. But Monday looks very light today, so won't be expecting nothing crazy. Tuesday looks way better. We have consumer confidence news and new home sales and Richmond Manufacturing Index. You also have FOMC meeting during the PM session, so this should be a good one. Tuesday should be solid. Then Wednesday as well, you have the GDP and unemployment, and then all of these right here. So Wednesday should be solid. Wednesday should be a very, very impactful day. Then Thursday we have obviously Thanksgiving in the U.S. bank holiday. So I think the price will really start moving more Tuesday, Wednesday. But that being that it's holiday, I won't be surprised if Monday gives us something exciting, um, or at least something we can trade. Every day gives us something we can trade. So let's see if Monday will give us something clear. I will be going live, trading live, definitely today as well. I just want to do this live markup here. I don't think I've done one. So just want to do this here and give you guys an insight of what I'm thinking about before the market even opens or what I'm looking at throughout the week. All right. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday specifically seems more exciting. Monday, we'll see what we get today. I will be live streaming that. Starting probably at 8. Let me double check my calendar, make sure I don't have any conflicting time or meetings at that time. Yeah, that's conflicting. So yeah, I'll be live streaming that probably, let's give it 9:15, 15 minutes before market open today. So expect me to go live today as well. All right. Now let's start with the dollar. Dollar is like the king of the market. Interest rates is the queen, but we're just gonna look at the dollar for now. Dollar. Let's look at it from, I want to start from a monthly perspective. So overall, we're in this monthly fair value gap on the dollar. Draw that out. Red. I like to use red for kind of red, orange, green. Red monthly, orange weekly, green daily. That's how I operate typically in terms of significance. So the fair value gap high. All right, we're looking at, oh, we just have one down close candle here. So fair value gap here. And then we also just ran out of these highs here. So it's interesting to see. And we're getting some rejection. We chart. Weekly has just been one-sided since September 30th. Just been going up, 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 up with a purpose to take out these highs. I think we took out this high as well. Barely did. So, anyways, we have liquidity resting above here. So one that I like to look for is liquidity pools and fair value gaps. That's what I'm kind of looking at on this higher time frame. We have a liquidity pool right here. And we also have this fair value gap here on the weekly chart. We're going to talk about the significance of that in just a second. That is important. All right. So fair value gap below, put this on the bottom. Bam. Okay, so automatically there are two areas price is likely to get drawn to or could be drawn to, right? One is this fair value gap. So if price drops in here early in the week, this could be a move. See the drop early here and then could continue going higher. Or it runs higher, takes out the liquidity pool, and wait and see if it wants to continue that momentum higher to get to this level, or if it's just going to go back and forth here and then go lower. So essentially, these areas act as magnets. There's something called a Judas swing, which is the market makes a false move in one direction, and then corrects itself for the rest of the week. So the market drops here first. I wouldn't see that as the market crashing. If it drops here first by chance, I would then expect the market to start making its way higher. Okay. The one thing I want to keep track of is previous week's highs and lows. So use dotted lines here. The whole lecture on this, that one's probably gonna be more private, but put it this way. Paying attention to this weekly highs and lows, there tends to be a rush of volatility or rush of volume. Market tends to move from those areas aggressively. So you want to pay attention to those weekly highs and lows. All right, so that's marked on the charts. Then now we have the daily chart. We have this low right here as well. All right. We have this little fair value gap right here. Daily chart. Flower. Yeah. So you have this base here. I won't be surprised again if they run below that, then move us higher. But we have this base here sitting right at the fair value gap highs, fair value gap low, and also daily level. So very possible that for our chart makes its way lower. As it stands, I would like to see if this fair value gap here drop price lower. Okay, and then okay, this is actually a balanced range. Don't want to confuse you much, but point is there's only buying here. You had this aggressive selling. So there's been this block of information, this area here will be considered a balanced range. All right, so that's when I probably will require further discussion, but just know it's like buying has occurred here in this area only, and then we've already matched with selling. So balance range, I wouldn't want to see price trade above that. If it does, that's probably go for the highs. So this being a balanced range, I'd rather see it drop lower. 1 hour charts. So as it stands, I would like to see if we can drift lower. Check, make sure. Yeah. Especially if this creates a swing high. So meaning if this candle doesn't go above here and this creates a swing high, then any retracement into that, I'll expect it to drop lower to that slope. So that's the business for a dollar. Let's see if Monday keeps this as a swing high. But what I do want to see is it start drifting lower. And you can see how this can turn into a mini market maker buy model, sell model. Within an overall buying theme or buying market or bullish market, this becomes the end of the market maker sell model. If it's dropped lower, I'd like to see that happen. And then perhaps going here. And then if we'll see if we want to make our way higher eventually. But for the dollar right now, it stands, I want to see it drop lower. As the dollar drops lower, that typically yields for indices or any other asset that's against the dollar to be bullish. Okay, so that's the business of the dollar. See gold. I'm not marking this one up crazy, but yeah. So the dollar dropping a little bit, it could yield for gold to then make its way higher, right? Already, what I see on gold. Few things. Keep this market a little light on gold. I'm not trading it. Just it's always sometimes fun to look at other currencies you're not trading or asset classes and see how they react to these levels. So this is a fair value gap. Look at the reaction there. We somewhat created a swing low on the weekly chart. So my question is, I'm looking at this last down close candle to potentially serve as an order block. Right, and then we have these highs up here. we have these highs that if price can trade within this order block here and then make its way higher. Daily chart. And I feel more confident about this movement higher. If price is to trade above this fair value gap and dropping here, probably gonna run higher to these highs. So watching that as well. For our chart. Okay, at this point, I really wouldn't want to see price go below here. So it's trading in here. We could see that march up higher based off our basis. You kind of see how this shaping to be a market maker's buy model. See how price drop lower in a staircase fashion, right? I like to see staircase movement. Drop, consolidation, little staircase, drop, consolidation, little staircase, drop, consolidation slash staircase, drop. And then we go up higher, consolidation slash staircase. Higher in here, consolidation, we'll call it staircase. Higher here, and then we'll drop a little bit. See if we get a consolidation and a staircase higher. Yeah. $26, 26261. Yeah. So if it does come down with these last two down close candles, that'll be the extent of what I would like to see. I have an alert there. If it comes down here, if it does, I want to watch that brings any bullish momentum on our chart. All right. So that's gold. That's the business of gold there. What else do we want to look at right now? And mind you, that gold analysis is in line with what we're seeing on the dollar, meaning the dollar, we want to see it drop. If we want to see that dollar drop, gold should do the opposite typically. You're going to have deviations here and there, so I'll get hung up on it, but that's ideal. Weekly chart on the NASDAQ. All right. So this bullish momentum hasn't stopped yet. So what I'm looking at is, can we make a run above here? Go back to that monthly chart first of all. Start with the monthly. Okay. Nothing's called on the monthly. Right? I mean, if you want to be thorough here, we had this fair value gap in here. See that reaction. And we also got one in here. So let's see how that looked on a weekly basis, right? So nothing crazy. But that's what you have on the monthly charts. What I want to focus on, however, is still on monthly. Let's do this. You're gonna see, if you pay attention, you're gonna see the significance of these areas in price throughout the week. PMH, previous monthly high, along here. Package this one nice. We don't care for this right now. So far away from price. Like this. All right. Weekly chart. This one orange. Periods we could close. To me, this is a real support and resistance in the market. It's that secret sauce right here. Just gotta know how to use it. What else we have here that I like? Put this one here. Let's pick up this. All right. So we have a lot on our charts here, right? I just want to mark this up as well to show you what's happening here as well with this. So I'm gonna delete this because I don't really want to have all of my chart. I might just keep it. The chart looks a little messy with lines now, but it's okay. When you go into lower time frame, these dashed lines will eventually spread out. So we have this fair value gap here where price traded below it, but then we move aggressively from it. And we've created this order block here. Price is tapped into that. It looks like it wants to push higher. So I like that idea of that. The fact that we traded below that and then came right back up. A strong candle. Creating this bullish momentum going above this last down close candle. Prices have tapped into that and we're seeing momentum higher. So I think these highs could get tagged. On daily chart. Even on daily chart, look at it from here. Same thing happened. Let's draw this out. Price has stayed within this fair value gap here. So I'm really watching to see if we can get a momentum higher. We have this obviously here, volume imbalance. All right, so these highs I think are in jeopardy, personally. I like those highs as a target as things exist right now. 4-hour chart. Now, what would change? Very ugly price action. This chunk of price action is ugly. This is what I'm hoping we don't get this week. It's holiday season, so don't be surprised if we get this. Was I still profitable with this? Yes, but like this is ugly price action. So, what would change my mind to go short? We gotta drop all the way lower. See this fair value gap here on the 4-hour chart? If we drop below that, that would be perfect. It can retrace in there and then drop lower. But until now, as things exist, I want to see if we can keep on climbing higher to get these highs. Okay, on the 1-hour chart. And let me just draw that 4-hour fair value gap just so you have it. All right. So you can see our price tried multiple times and it failed. So if it does ever close below here, I will expect that to be used as resistance and then drop lower. And that will give us a nice 300, 400 point move. Question where it would drop to below all of these lows and perhaps into this fair value gap. That's if it does drop below here. So as much as yes, you're like, well, if you think it's gonna go lower, why don't you short from here? No, this just I think it's going higher right now. But if it does drop below here, because the diminished fair value gap is holding up the structure here, it's bullish structure. So if we do go below that, I expect that to drop. This is why I call it a structural fair value gap. What's come on that? Now, 1-hour chart. This is just ugly price action here. Just like for them to clean this up was ugly. 1-hour chart. To be frank, on the 1-hour chart, it's liquidity resting here, liquidity resting here. So see what we get there. It's ultimately liquidity resting here. So let's just draw this out. We're really within this range. It's low and it's high. That's what we're trading between. I just do. Charging. Okay, so yeah, we're really stuck between that range. Nothing really exciting here, except for just expecting momentum higher. But this is ugly price action. All these wicks is not an ideal situation. But it's liquidity up here and here. So we're really trading between that range. Let's take a step back at this one daily chart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is quite interesting on price. So to take it a step further, here's another fair value gap I'll be watching. If we get below this, then I will expect that run lower here. And if we get below that, obviously continuous movement. So this is a bunch of junk price action here. I'm interested to see what they do with all this junk of price action. 50-minute chart, what do we have? This super ugly price action, guys. I won't even like this ugly, ugly price action. Ugly price action, dude. Mm-mm-mm. We just really gotta wait and see. But the areas have been marked up. Okay. And let's just look at it from a regular trading hour perspective to see if we get any other insight. I mean, honestly, all I see is a run above here happening. There's just a lot of liquidity resting here at these highs, even here at these lows, and here at these lows as well. We gotta see. A lot of traders. Let's draw this out here. So they're perhaps gonna look for this gap fill. I think the price is already up here. Electronic trading hours already here, right? Look at it from electronic trading hours. Kind of gap towards it, but like until 9:30, we still have this gap to fill right here. I don't know if price is gonna stay there. Oftentimes traders will expect a gap fill, so maybe perhaps they don't give them that and start breaking down. We just have to wait. I'm really on standby at this point because this not price hasn't given me anything that I like. It's very ugly. There's liquidity here that it can easily run out. Because if I draw a trend line, which again I don't trade trend lines, a lot of retail traders do this, but it's a nice little trend line, right? Where price has dropped in here, taken off, dropped in here, taken off. So if price is to try to come back, I expect to actually crash through everything. So we'll see if that's the case. But keep in mind that people are also going to be looking at this gap that's formed the price here, and they're thinking, how do we close that gap? And if we do close that gap, that's their expectation. They want to see a gap close, or gap filled. And perhaps you see over here how we had this gap here. Price dropped lower, but it didn't fill it and ended up going higher, higher, and then eventually disrupting this liquidity pool. We might have the same thing going on where price doesn't really fully closes out and then it starts dropping. Because I like the liquidity here. I like it on both sides. So I'm really conflicted, and that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna be in a position where you don't know. You're not always gonna know everything. You just have to wait for more information, and that's where we are right now with this. We literally just have to wait for more information. I can't force nothing um, about from just waiting for more information. So that's what I'm gonna demand from price. Yeah, it's super ugly here. So I'm just gonna wait for more information here on price. It's just that simple. I'd rather be bullish, but I can see how they might want to take this the other way, just to upset that sentiment. So I'm really bullish slash neutral. Nothing here. It's holiday season too. So again, don't get too excited, expect something major to happen. Let's look at his counterpart, see if we have an idea of what that wants to do. This going on. watching this. Again, appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel. Mhm. So again, this one easy looks like wants to go higher. So same thing we saw on Nasdaq. On a day, it looks clear it wants to go higher. So we're seeing that on S&P 500 too. Chart. See how this last down close candle here brought momentum higher. So these highs are in jeopardy on S&P 500. No doubt about that. It's on a 1 hour chart. Uh, Notice how it's really hard to like no fair value gap. But look over here. This stuff the stuff I like to see, right? Some of these concepts are powerful. See this fair value gap here? Price trades in there, drops. Trades in here again, drops. When trading to again here, look at that. Boom. You don't have anything here to anchor this on. I mean, perhaps this one. So price goes above that, use that support, boom, we can expect a higher momentum there. Okay, so I'm watching this fair value gap here. A 50-minute chart, nothing to die for. Regular trading hours. And notice that once price finally climbed above it, look how these at support so far. Let's see this can hold, right? This area of support, so then pushes higher. So the fact that S&P 500 to me is clear to go higher, I will, focus on NASDAQ potentially making that move higher as well. Unless S&P starts dropping lower, then obviously I would expect something different. So what changed my bullish stance? If we go below this fair value gap, I'll expect lower prices. All right. So business for S&P target these highs unless we get a shift in momentum lower below this. So then I'm sticking bullish to that. Put this more in here. I messed up. It fits in the chart actually. So there. These highs are in jeopardy. What else do we want to look at right now? Look at this thing right here, right? Fair value gap. Look how when we close below that, look at how many times we wicked to this fair value gap, and look how we close right at the high, and then boom, drop lower. Beautiful to know these things. Looks like I don't trade euro, but if I did, I used to trade it. It's my favorite pair. Watching that on EU pound. So we have these highs here. It doesn't have to run it out, but even if it does, fair value gap here on um, pound. If it just wants to go straight to business, then I will expect this order block to deliver. Price lower. I don't really trade these and I don't trade it as much. I'm not like fully in sync with it, but from what I'm seeing here, it looks good for maybe a drop off if it trades this order block. If it does go beyond these highs, I wouldn't see that as it's turning bullish. Still a weekly fair value gap it has to overcome here. It can easily just drop price lower. So that'll be my viewpoint. Is see a lot of liquidity resting here. Let me just see this on regular trading hour perspective for a second. Yeah, that's in a constant down movement. Yeah. So I don't expect that trend to stop anytime soon. I think that'll be it. So again, S&P looks like it's pushing higher. We can also look at for a second. What is this? What does this mean? Contract expired. Oh, it's the wrong one. Trash. Okay, US 30 just constantly drifting higher. So the fact that that's the case, again, I will stick to Nasdaq having that much momentum. But if we do get a shift, I will adhere to that, right? So S&P is the US 30 is obviously clear as day. That's going higher. S&P 500 is clear as well. Nasdaq's a little more fuzziness to it, but it will follow the path of least resistance, typically. Yeah. So that's the business there. I mean, US 30 is going higher, S&P is going higher. I will expect Nasdaq to go higher, but I still keep in mind that at the end of the day, uh, the markets are showing its hand. I will trade what the markets show. Like if it starts breaking down, I'll take advantage of that. If it keeps going higher, I'll take advantage of that. It doesn't matter what way he wants to do things, but right now for Nasdaq, it's not the clearest. It really isn't. It's a little bit uglier. If it's just a daily chart, this looks good to go higher. So I think continue going higher. Let's see how it reacts around this volume imbalance. And let's see if it does. I mean, what if it just wants to come and clear out all these lows here before they going higher? That's a possibility. It's just ugly price action. That's why I'm reluctant to really just say, well, it's going to keep going higher. I see that, but like this is ugly price action. So we'll see what we get there, but nothing to be too excited about. So we'll reconvene at 9:15, and I will be trading my Apex. I'm trying to get this one to a funded stage. It's currently 155,000. So we have what 3,700 more to go, and then this should be passed. So we'll see if we can get that done today, tomorrow, this week, or next week. Who knows? Who cares? But we're gonna get the job done. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you learned something from this one. If you did, like, subscribe. We're gonna watch this weekly levels, this orange lines. They should act as dynamic support and resistance. That's what we want to see. So when price gets these levels, we want to see how it reacts. But overall, I think Nasdaq still looks good for bullish movement. I just have questions on this chunk of ugly price action here that we have. All of this ugliness here, per se. What if they do decide to take it out? I won't be surprised, and I will still take advantage. It doesn't matter for me. So Nasdaq bullish / neutral, S&P bullish, US 30 bullish, dollar drop first, then it continue higher. Gold, gold. I think I was bearish on gold. Not marked this up, or was I bullish? Gold, sorry, bullish on gold. So, and then obviously in this forex, bearish on those. So that does equate again, dollar being bearish / bullish. Bearish meaning I want to see it drop first. Could create that momentum higher on gold and other indices. So let's see what happens there. But it is again holiday season, so can't be too excited. This is one of those weeks where just move, do whatever the market gives you, and take that. And don't do too much. Reduce your leverage. Don't risk too much on this one. So again, we'll reconvene at 9:15 while I trade live.